Hi everyone, welcome to Jenny's Thermal Crazy Kitchen, and thanks for accepting my invitation to cook with me today. So given the current circumstances, and you might have noticed that actually pasta is quite hard to get sometimes these days, and the supermarket shelves are empty. I just quickly want to show you how easily you can make your own pasta using your Thermomix. So today I want to present you a German recipe actually, and I'm showing you how we can make Spätzle quite easy in the Thermomix. You will find the English recipe for Spätzle in the collection Meals in the Flesh, and this is how they look like, all right? But also the recipe is on Cookie Dough, and first of all I'm going to show you how we're going to make the dough. That's the most important part of it, and then afterwards I'm going to show you a couple of ways how you can prepare them and how they're going to be cooked. So as with all pasta or pizza dishes that you're making from scratch, it's really minimal ingredients that you need for this. So for the Spätzle, we are starting with weighing in 300 grams of plain flour. And what I just did, I just brought up the recipe on my Thermomix and I get it all guided there. So I don't have to know this off by heart, neither do I have to have a cookbook in my kitchen and make that dirty. So I brought up the scales automatically and it asked me to weigh in 300 grams of plain flour. That's what I'm doing. How awesome are these built-in scales? So I don't have to have an extra appliance using in my kitchen, and no cups and quarter of a cups and stuff like that. I don't need all of that anymore. Next step is to add 2 eggs. I've cracked them already just to see that they are good. And next ingredient is 150 grams of milk. And again, it brought up the scales here automatically for me, so I don't have to worry about that. I just add everything on top. Only the one pot that I'm making dirty. 130, 51. And next, clicking on next, and it says a pinch of nutmeg. That's really adds a nice flavor to our Spätzle. Definitely original German recipe right there. Then 60 grams of water. So I'm using my measuring cup that usually sits inside my lid because it has the measurements of 50 and 100 grams in there, and it's got that little spout, so I can use that. And I'm weighing in 60 grams of water. Okay, to the dot, the rest away. And next is a teaspoon of salt. I'm always generous with the salt. I just like it with a little bit extra flavor. So now the machine's asking me to put the lid on top and insert the measuring cup to prevent spillage. And all I do is I click on next, and believe it or not, it's going to be mixed up for 10 seconds on speed 3. So the timer is set automatically to 10 seconds. And all I need to do is turn the dial to speed 3. It's mixing up the dough all by itself. And that's the sound once it's done. And when I click on next, then it asks me to transfer the dough. So I want to show you. So that was 10 seconds. All right. I'm a little bit unhappy. I've just, with the little bits there from the flour on the side, I just want to scrape them down, and I want them to be mixed up too. So I can do that. So I'm just scraping them down, and I just go back, and instead of 10 seconds, I'll give it another 3 seconds to mix that in. And so if I'm not happy with that, so I can just repeat that. Here we go. Yes, that's way better. Okay, so now I don't have the flour bits in there anymore. So what we're going to do next is, and the recipe will tell you, it says transfer the dough into a bowl and set it aside. Alright, when scraping out any dough or any other material from the bowl, just make sure you always go clockwise, so you're touching the back side of the blades. This way you keep your spatula nice and in a good shape, because if you're touching the back side of the blades, they won't be cut into pieces. Go. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to bring a big pot of salt water to boil, and then we're going to cook the spätzle in there, or the pasta in there. So as you can see, it's not a firm dough like any other pasta dough. Spätzle dough is a wet dough, and in Germany we're using a Spätzle maker to do that. So basically that's a Spätzle press. Okay, so you fill in the dough and then you press it down so it comes through these little holes in there, and that gives it the typical Spätzle shape. If you don't own one of those, no problem at all. I have a different solution for that. Just use a colander and put the dough in there, and then with that scraper you can just scrape that through the holes in there, and that gives you a similar shape than the Spätzle maker would do. As per recipe book, they actually suggest that you put the dough onto a little piece, or you can actually scrape it straight from the bowl, and again using the dough scraper, and put little bits and pieces right into the water. I show you all three kind of ways to doing it, and you see you're going to get different sizes of Spätzle, but it doesn't matter how they look like, they all taste really great, and it's a real fun thing to do. Alright, so I'll be right back once the water is hot. Alright, so I've used the Thermomix, actually, the kettle function, to heat up my water before I put it in the pot, but now it's ready and it starts to boil. So this is then when we can proceed. Alright, so first step I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer my Spätzle dough to my Spätzle maker. I've just rinsed my Spätzle maker with a little bit of cold water. This way the dough doesn't stick too much to it, and it's easier to clean. Alright, so now my dough is in there, and I'm using the Spätzle press, and press the Spätzle straight into the boiling water. Alright, you can see I can decide how long I want them. I can either use a knife and cut them short, or I could use my dough scraper to do the same thing. And that's really just a matter of a couple of seconds. So the Spätzle are basically done and cooked the moment they come back on top of your pot. So the first ones I've put in, they're already coming on the top, and they already start swimming here. Okay, so you just give them a couple more seconds and wait until they really boil and all of them came to the top. So today I'm going to make Kässpätzle, which is cheese Spätzle out of it. So what I'm going to do is basically, once they all came up to the surface, I'm going to transfer them into a casserole dish, and then they're going to be layered with grated cheese and Spätzle again, and grated cheese, and so on and so on, and just put a little bit of butter on top of it. That gives it a nice flavour. Alright, so now they all came to the top, they're all swimming there on top, and all I'm doing is I'm going to take them out and transfer them over. Alright, so that was the first method. if you're lucky and you have a Spätzle press, as you can see. So they all, even in here, they have different shapes and sizes. That's all fine. Honestly, childhood memories, we always fought for the big ones, for the fat ones. They were always the best. So now I'm showing you the colander strategy that you can also use. So just using colander again, a little bit of the dough in here, and then we're using the dough scraper. Water is still boiling, so I can just go ahead and squeeze my dough through colander sieve. And hopefully they're all coming through. You probably need a little bit of a more liquid dough for that. All right, and then you can just scrape them off, just like that. And they're going in there. And the third method, so they're all doing that, that's fine. And the third method, probably need to show you the video I did when my mum made them. You can scrape them straight out of the bowl here. All right, that's actually probably the easiest way to do it. So just get them here and scrape them straight out of the bowl. Into the pot. Alright, so here's the result. All Spätzle are now in the casserole, and I've topped that with cheese and a little bit of butter. That goes now into the oven so the cheese can beautifully melt in there. And yeah, so remember, there's no such thing as an ugly Spätzle, so they can have any size, shape or form that you like. It's a great exercise also to do with your kids whilst they're not in school, in case they can't go. And yeah, just make your own pasta, embrace it. It's fun, and as you've seen, it's minimal ingredients that you need. No need to fight over the pasta on the shelves. And yeah, just have some fun with it. By the way, all the pots can go in the dishwasher, so no extra work there for me. All right, I'll post a picture of the end result, and yeah, hope I see you next time when you come back cooking with me. Bye.